Think we're good. Let me just change the title of the first one for the VOD. Make it easier. We're back. OBS apparently didn't like me writing text on screen for whatever reason. Still, the timing was really nice, right after I finished the first box. It looks like we're fine. Just packing stuff up. Five. That's fine, good. Case one may crash. Alright, case two. What luck will we have? We did hit an adult hero. Who, I suppose, would I want to hit, is the question. I guess Wyeth. I'd probably play Wyeth the most. Nah, it's gotta be nah, right? Alright, we should be back. Where my chat's now broken. Mm -hmm. Alright. It should be better. I just want to talk about the power of weak suspense cards. It lets you keep an extra blues. Yeah. Yeah, that is the general thought, it seems, right? Where even if they're slightly behind on stat line, because as Pleiades, you get to prolong really, really nutty commons. They're just insane. Alright, before we get into case two, recap case one, I suppose. So, Pleiades, expansion slot cards. Do I want, I still, kind of want to keep them separate. I have a rough estimate of pull rates. I'll keep them separate. It's fine. You can always look through the VOD. Alright. Bench slot, normal Majestics. Then we have our super rares and a whole nice chunk of them. Also do this horizontally because that means I can lay them out properly. Cool. Gold foil. Ones of the spies along with the Pleiades. A chunk more of expansion. Majestics. I also got to keep reminding myself that there's only 14, right, in set Majestics. So you will cycle through them relatively quickly. Majestics. Perez. Another Marvel. The chess piece for Olympia, right? Very nice. That. And super rares. Beautiful, right? So from one case, why does it look like the Insect Majestic stack is bigger? Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, because I've mixed up the two at some point. Yep, that's why. And from where? From there. Better. Alright, expansion slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22, close enough 24, right? So 1 and 4. They're very close to 1 and 4 with the Revered, which is definitely really, really nice, right? Because it means that this is basically your normal Majestic pool, going back to pre-expansion slots. That corrects that, right? And that was one of my big gripes, was the expansion slot just took away from the Majestics, right? Rather than adding to it. So it is nice to have them like that. Probably don't have enough room to sort them. But I would like to see playsets. There's another beat. After rain. Adaptive. I thought we got 3 adaptives. I only count 2. Like the leaves and Alpha Beacon. So, did we complete 8 playsets? We did. We completed the playset of Beat of the Iron Song. Unfortunately, with 1 foil. And everything else, 2 or 1. Looking at it, aside from like the other equipment pieces, I don't think we missed any. Snag, I don't really care about Snag. It is nice to see that the adaptive, not short printed, right? That they learned their lesson from Hunter's Clave, it seems like. That's definitely nice. Or it might be a little bit short printed, but it's not horribly short printed. Aethel. And then Inset Majestics. Also a good chunk of them. No Playsets either yet, though, so to speak. And then, yeah, nice big whole stack of super rares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. $55 super rares out of 96. So 3 and 4, where my mind goes. Either way, everything is a lot more common. Right. That's what we want. On to the next case. Cool. Make sure both of them are still keeping up. Pretty sure they are. Alright. Case number, well, 3 in total. 2 for today. Oh, no legendary in the previous box. That's a shame. Although I would put that down to my bad luck, because what I've seen and heard, legendaries are, at least, you know, non-foil rainbow foil, easier to pull. So I think you'd probably put them at like 1 in 80-ish from the previous sets. And they feel like they've come down a little bit. One, 2, 3, and... Alright. Let's crack. So, if we hit a cold foil early, I need to remember to take 4 packs out for my little framing stack. Also, I need to pick up more frames. It's annoying because you get 4s, right? Little tangent. I have 3 frames, which is nice. So, for instance, like the 3 gem packs, be easy enough to frame. But then, because of Rosetta, I don't want to put that in a single frame. I'd rather put them as a 4. And with the gold pack, I have to put that as 4 as well. And now Super Slam, I have to put as 4 because it's 4 heroes. They could have gotten away with 2, right? They could have just done the box artwork, right, on a pack. Wow, they're nice, and it's cool to have the like art set of heroes again. Let me put this over here. Nope. Do a simple thing. Take the packs out. Alright. Played yesterday, my first Flesh and Blood event was the prize. Did you win? No, the better question is, did you have fun? Did you enjoy the game, right? Because that's the big thing. I think for a lot of people, that's sort of the do or die moment, where you either really fall in love with the mechanics. Backspin thrust, and there. And then a cut the long story short. Long story short. I still think the crush and tower should have been flipped. And the crush should have been the really strong effects. Clutch terrain as expansion on foil. Cool. Well, then it's awesome. Damn, you had fun. Already opened 3 fellings so I can trade my Marvel Olympia boots for them. We're at 1, I think. Reckless Stampede. Does feel like they're probably short printed. I know Snag, well, I don't know no Snag is, but Snag is most likely short printed. I wouldn't be surprised if they are as well. Because needed some help, but, you know, maybe not excessive help. Take the bait. I think that's our first one of that. We got 3 tokens, but that's the first take the bait we've seen. And nada. Ladies, power play. Time flies when you're having fun. Definitely matterful, right, with the aura disruption. Because it's also next time an attack. Wait. Next time an attack action card hits a hero. So it doesn't allow for weapons. Fine. But still, for wide heroes, it's definitely disgusting. Even big can get away with it. Second worst card in this bench slot, take the base. Displease me so. Ooh. Angelic Attendant called for him. And then Crown Hateful. Angelic Attendant. Again, could go a couple of different ways actually. 2 different ways. Right? With depending on what comes out of the next monarch. Again, just plexes me that it's so open. Alright. Definitely a nice cold fall to hit though. With how much prism love there is. That works. That. Into Numbskull Charm. Oh. The Crowd Hateful. That's not a super rare. Makes me question if there was one or I just got confused. I think I just got confused. Yeah. Very rare. Wouldn't put past me to forget a super rare. I was going through an old box and there was like a Cranial Crush in there. Did the Boneyard in foil. I think this one's kind of a miss. I don't want to think of Prism 3. But it doesn't have to be Prism 3. No specs. Oh, alright, Cruel Ambition, right? The artwork. It's definitely, you know, different from the usual style. But again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? I mean, it's weird because like Twinning Blade is such a beloved card, and that's again out there art. It's not super out there, but yeah, like I like Twinning Blade, and it's nice to have the variation here and there. I feel like you know you can do some fun stuff with a couple cards. There's also the general appeal of something being a bit better for a playmat, right? And then you still have a big chunk of some of the more gritty stuff. Big Bull. Oh, another Adaptive Alpha Mold. Feels like that's going to be super common. And there you go, right? Talk about gritty. You got the nice, big, bright foil Bloodstreak. And then, yeah. Oh, just some good old friendly need decapitation. Man, Feisty Locals Klloo was easily my best 2 card 8 in KO. How much is the buff on it? I'll have to find another copy to go back to it. Song of Sinu. Especially because of the low life, right? Forcing block and getting the buffs through that is definitely really nice. Unless I'm misremembering the card. Bully Tactics. Here's hoping that the trio of this is a playset. Not playset, is a playmat, right? Because they do connect, don't they? I'm very curious that, well, maybe they'll show up as a promo. They could have easily been Marvel set, extended art set. It's a nice, gorgeous 3-panel of marble artwork. Drawn marble artwork. There we go. Ooh. I got EA, Coldfall, both my boxes. Yeah, the rates are definitely really nice. I mean, we hit 2 marvels. Definitely not complaining. And the EA choices also really solid. Like, for instance, like Parched Terrain would have been an easy one for them to EA as well. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's as good as, like Backspin Thrust, Angelic Attendant, etc. The mural mat, yeah. I always feel like that's cool. In my mind, it's Dismember, Disembody. I don't know what the other one is, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong as well. Cheater's Charm. Hit the gas, struggling to open. Was it that bad? Nada. And time flies. Oh, and the Ultra Drew. Another bait. That is our 4th one. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2. Oh, we did hit all the heroes. 3. No, I'm misremembering. 3 baits is still nuts. And at least we got all 4 heroes. I mean, yeah, just... This is all from the first case, right? Not crazy. We're in box 1. No, yeah, this is definitely all from the first case. It's just so nice that finally adult heroes are fair, right? Because the bad ringing in my head with high seas was, sure, they made them basic, but then they were still shit to pull. So what was the point? But now we see there was a point. Install Fear, Come Back Kid, Klloo. So disappointed with the cheap shots my shield event. I thought people were going to snipe me hard on them. I mean, they are rare. Maybe, I feel like that's overlooked. Maybe not enough people play around them or think about them enough to care. I definitely would cheap shot people. Alright. I'll smash up. Yeah. Anything with like equipment and armor when it comes to the foils or blood, definitely gorgeous. Up on a pedestal. So what is the effect? When it enters or leave the arena, you may put a Revered or Guardian tactics card from your graveyard on top of your deck. It's instant, so you standing ovation, then you play it, you cycle it back, you move 1 counter off it, and then procs on your next turn. You'd have to loop 2 standing ovations. It's my quick mental thought is getting there. Someone had 3 of them in their deck and they couldn't push it forward. Really? Like they tried to hold them? Because, and 20 life, I'd still just send them whenever I could. Leave them hanging. Be excited. Well, actually, the beat is our last non-foil one. I guess that's kind of cool. Bully Tactics seem hard to pull off. Bully Tactics definitely does, like all the high-cost cards require that little bit of input. And I don't think Bully Tactics by itself is necessarily great, right? So it, with something like... Is there any functional go again in the set? I don't think there is any functional go again in the set, is there? So you'd really need to amp it. And it's just your big damage finisher, which, doesn't necessarily seem great either. Hungry for more. Up on a pedestal, basic aura, move counter into your opponent's turn, move counter. Come up on their turn to steal. On pedestal, basic aura, move counter into your opponent's turn, moving counter from. But if we're talking about standing ovation, the idea would be to just chain that your turn, right? So it'd be kind of hard with the 3 auras. Buckwild and flex speed, that's it, let's go again. Interesting. It feels like Bully Tactics in Limited would definitely be a build around, and then that's just not a great approach to Limited, right? What up with the box? Alright, definitely not a bad first box, right? Hitting a Cold Foil Attendant. Definitely rather that over common equipment. Ooh, nice bigger chunk of super rares. And a whole bunch of We'll sort later. Alright, so how do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So yeah, definitely feels like 6 to 8 bench slot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 6, normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then about 12 to 14 super rares, most likely hitting the top end. But super rares actually seem very, well, decently consistent, right? Which is good, because that means, again, for limited for draft, there's a higher chunk of them. I think standing ovation, yeah, no. Standing ovation is not good. It's way too expensive, and it doesn't really accomplish much, but it's fun. It's just, yeah. An OTK, it exists. I just have to think about it long enough, where you just standing ovation over and over again. You have cards like the Charms, so that's a 3 bounce. That's that taken care of. Lady's ability always allows you to remove 1 aura, right? Every single turn. Is, you know, if you hit standing ovation, it's your turn again, so the counter removes. So Pleiades sets counter to 1, untaps, start turn, or removes, right? So to chain standing ovation, you only have to figure out the 2 other suspense auras leaving. And then the 6 cost. If suspense and gain X resource when this leaves, that'd be the best thing they could add. Yeah. Alright. Flyer's Charm to start off. How did I do this before? I liked how I did this before, but now the pack's in my way again. That. I'll spend some time thinking it over. This feels worse. You know what it was? The packs were up here, but now I put cards up there. Oh. Well. Now I have to talk someone into it. Why did it have to be a duplicate? I would have accepted it. Accepted my fate to have the Marvel set. But why did it have to be a duplicate? Still Marvel, I suppose. Jaws of Victory. Wow, this is a nice pack, nonetheless. Yeah, it is the same equipment piece. Right on top here. Though, hear me out. I was thinking 2 sets for Cheyenne. It's so much inventory slot, but, you know, like visit into visit. Well, it's not from the same case, so it's not necessarily a dupe. The boxes do have their... I don't know if it's date or number. No, it's set 18, 25, 06, 25. These were printed 3 months ago. That's interesting. Or assembled 3 months ago. But so much block in Blitz. Fine. Another beat. They kind of get sick of those. Though, you know, it's one of the stronger expansion slots, so I guess it's nice to have in plenty copies. No. Smashing Ground. Second Plow Under, not a felling, unfortunately. And nada. You're so sick of them, send them away. Build Dory. Build Dawnblade. It's so good. Yeah, sorry. I hid it from you. Is that better? Right. It's nice artwork too. Like this could have been a cold foil. This would have been a beautiful cold foil. Nothing at the front. Another cutting retort. Definitely feels like a playset of that. Big bully and 2 steps ahead. Maybe I sold out when they were like 50. I'm pretty sure I would have done the same. I did open Rosetta. I did just open a lot of Rosetta. And like Runeblade, Illusionist, and Wizard were the 3 classes I just went, eh. Don't really care about any of the cards from them. And you know, at the time, Earth was basically just Runeblade, right? Driver was gone. Lexi was Ice and Lightning. Yeah, it was just Briar. And Alden was gone. They're basically all gone. It was Runeblade Wizard, and that's meh. To me, at least. Pleiades, and Turning Points. Oh, beautiful. I'm happy because that's the 2, right? The fact that we didn't dupe up on the legendaries makes me happy. I'm personally not a fan of how Earth originally planned, but now I appreciate it far more with how Thorian works. To be honest, just Tails was a little bit of a mess, oversaturating them, right? Because they gave them like nutty effects, and then they doubled up on elements as well. Alright, so that's the 2 legendaries from the set done, which makes me definitely happy. But I will still take an old art flick. I like the first New Horizon. Even though the landscape is pretty on the new one. Yellow. Sorry. I did it again, Topple. There we go. Bubble. And crowd goes wild. Bigger. Old favorites. I just wonder if there's enough cards to proceed with Tough Nut. I don't like it. I'm so happy Ranger will be cheaper when I want to build them. Yeah. Yeah, the 2 reprint choice is definitely nice. Especially if the second set of next year ends up being another Aria set, right? And this time, probably Runeblade Wizard, Runeblade Ranger. We definitely don't need more Guardian. Because that was my initial thinking, was we just get again and they flip and they go Guardian Ranger. Turn heads and beat the same drum. Tough Nut. And nada. Passage. You know, thinking about the the Iron Fist Revelation, I kind of wish it was just when this defends, you may turn or put. You may turn a card. No, wait, how would it be? It'd have to be. When this defends, you may turn a face down card with Crush in your arsenal face up, right? And then you may put a +1 counter on a face up card with Crush in your arsenal, right? If they were separated, so you could still work with New Bravo's ability, with some of the other flip effects, the Heave Crush cards. I think I'd like that a lot more. You're asking about Tough Nuts. I'm gonna be real, they're already mostly working decks. I think I did take a crack at building a Tough Nut, and it does seem a lot more viable. Even still with Rock. That's a pretty foil. And if you aim for toughness, it becomes surprisingly easy to get above 3 almost every turn. Alright. Not a bad box indeed. Marvel, duplicate, a little bit bad, but still Marvel. Legendary, and then some good chunk of other cards. End up with good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a bit under what we said before when it comes to the expansion slot. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about usual. Then should be about 12 to 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So only one box have we not hit 14 super rares. All right. Second last box. I mean, a second legendary, just because of the fact we didn't get one in the first case. Would be nice, I suppose. Oh, no. Anything's fair game. Pack 3. Jaws of Victory, and the foil was nothing. Yeah, Jaws of Victory. Definitely one of the super rares that feels like it could have easily been a Majestic. Smashing Ground and a Cheetah's Charm. My rates must be shit. Each pre-release, including 3 prize packs, only got 4 super rares. Yeah, that does feel rough, right? Because every single box, even the lowest we've hit, was 12. So that's still 1 in 2 packs. And you should be at 8 plus 3, so 11, so 5 to 6. It's not that far off. But in the scope of what, we're hitting, kind of. You, double hit the 2 bad packs. And someone, got the better one. Alright. Old switcheroo. Nothing but super rares so far. But doesn't continue. No Hero Stands Alone. Also another really nice M. Ooh. Nice and pretty, right? With the foil wave gusts. 12 in your box, yeah. That seems more reasonable. 11 packs, 4 super rares. Yeah, so it's like you opened 8 packs. Like your prize packs were nothing. One. Got the small talk. It would have been godly if they could have collated it so that every pack had one. As in, you never get a foil with a non-foil, right? I mean, and when I say every pack has one, that between super rares and majestics, because given the rates that we're seeing, they definitely could have, right? It definitely can work out to one every pack if they were split up, right? And you don't get the duplicates in certain packs. That would have been nutty for, field dropping. Overbearing Presence, create 3 vigor. Again, an interesting thought. But probably just that. Probably just a thought. I think I like them all except the confidence one. In, maybe some degree of feasibility. Because you've got toughness on the legs through the boards as well. That's better than the confidence one. Although that's revered only. No. Don't mind it as a cold foil. As long as we don't just hit the block ones, I think I'm happy with common cold foils. Leave him hanging. I think that's only our second leave him hanging too. Bubble. And nada. Bigger. And hungry for more. I do miss the chase stuff being at the back though. I suppose this is the and nothing moment. Subtext of have to have a 6 power in the pitch makes me go worst brute chest ever. Yeah. Like at least if you could pitch into it instead of an activate only, like the ones they have that wording on come on, give me one so I have reference. No, not flex speed. I think we have one, right? The if you have a 6 or more power card in your pitch, this gets blah blah blah. That would have been a better way to handle it, I think. But it still does offer a lot of birth. Like, considering Savage Sash won't be, available in Project Klloo, there's some degree of thought to it again, with the hiccup of its condition. Because you just don't have anything to really pitch into first, I suppose. On the turn, you'd want to use it. Another Angelic Attendant. Definitely have a playset of them. Through the Trickery and a Numbskull Charm. I'm trying to think, have we pulled just a foil by itself? We are definitely doubling up on them a lot. Okay, but backbone strapping. Backbone strapping. See, this is where commons in that because you just never touch them. Backbone strapping. Probably typing the whole thing because there are apparently a lot of cards with back in it. Roll 6-sided dice, gain 1 equal to the number rolled. Oof. It does have Battle Worn. It's a little bit variable. There's our third plow. And a palms. Palms and leave them hanging. Big one's fine. It is nicer, the fact that you don't have to feed resources into it. You could always, badly roll. Nada. Plus, again, you have the Vigor Synergy. Right? Yes, it does have Go Again. It's not completely awful. Although, again, as KO, utilizing that's annoying. Even just to get to 3. Beated, Battered, Broken. I feel like this is also my first Beated, Battered, and Broken. Third plow, get second plow, send them. I care about the legs enough. Not have playsets. And again, I've still got 3 more cases after this to open with my partner. That make sense? No, 2 more cases with my partner, and I should have 1 more for stream at some point. So you split it 50-50. There is a chance that I have excess. And then we can talk. But then again, I doubt I will ever really play them. Whereas I'm pretty sure I will play the Marvel equipment in basically every blitz. Just play China going forward is probably the go. Alright. Last of the box for a KO. And outside interference. It's also pretty nice. I think there's still a decent chunk of inset Majestics I'm missing. Yes, the Void now is going to open the head shortly. One more box. Who knows? Definitely be a dragon. We're feeling another chest piece. With my luck, probably, right? Another golden heart plate. To be honest, that would probably... Well, no. I wonder if there's other people missing sets, right? Find someone with one to trade in. You're local. Another lawyer. And... Turning point to start. Or... Roman. But turning point for what? Because... that type of turning point. This case should have been destined for someone else, it seems. Because, bam. Although Boots to the board is not a bad one, by no means. Right? Because it's instead of replacing its block effects, you get to double down on it, which is really cool. You get to do it twice. And it's near the top, so, you know, it can still be something. There we go. Still take a marble. Alright. You know what? I just realized I haven't hit any of the Olympia pieces outside of the 2 marbles either. Yeah. Too bad it's Revered. But Pleiades. I'm pretty sure you can still just use in Pleiades for the block, no? You don't actually have to generate the toughness. Super res. Nope. I got it wrong even though I thought about it. Super res. But Tough Nut, yeah, definitely likes boosts to the board. Especially because it's also pay up to. Rather than, you know, again, like the other boots. Double up on a pedestal. It would have been nice if besides the block, if Revered also had, if you had 3. Although I suppose maybe the checks would be too easy as Pleiades with all the suspense shenanigans. At least with Rathe, there's somewhat of a timer on them. But the only one that's, you know, if you control is Escalade, is it not? Right? Which is if you control toughness, you get another one. You get another 3. But there's only the block cards to benefit. And crowd goes wild. Yeah, you can 100% use them for block. I think using them with the chess piece makes so much more active sense. Seems hyper ineffective. Also, if this was a sealed deck, that would be painful. Another beacon. And old favorite. Should increase the timer on chat. Well, I think you guys pop up for too little of a time. So they'll line up the leaves, so I'm pretty sure it's a playset. Ladies into a beat. Nada. And nada. Makes me think I wish the ability to build your Pleiades. And disturb the piece. Again, there's just, yeah. We talked about it before. All the value there, right? As a just counter. Like, it's weird. There's Superstar, which is the cheer, right? That's a 1 cost, but Up on a Pedestal is a 0 cost. And it feels like they should be reversed for their effects. Because you already have the other cheer. Literally just cheers. Well, I suppose that's not instant, is the condition. But you don't get rewarded. Well, if you leave the counter on Superstar, I guess then it's fine, right? Because you play it on your opponent's turn, you get the confidence, you can proc it straight away. No, because then if it leaves on your turn, you get the confidence, it doesn't proc. Ah, God. Suspense auras are start of turn. Confidence is action phase? No. Both are start of turn, so you can control them. Confidence is start of turn. Suspense is at the start. Yeah, so you can't control them. Yeah, you wouldn't proc the second confidence. But still, you have the just cheers here instead. Up on Pestle is so insane. When you're talking about cards like the 3 for 7 that gives you a suspense for attack. Yeah. Yeah, she has so much value in just prolonging. I'm pretty sure if you get, you know, two of them, two of the suspense ones, you're fine to take them. Because they're all just a lot of value in sealed, no? Alright, nada. Ladies, and nada. Thespian Charm. Definitely like to see it. I mean, even like Thespian Charm, the fact that you can bounce anything. You can bounce one of those and play them again, right? One day when someone opens a pack in draft and there's 3 charms in it. Hmm. The Destroy as well. It's just really nice too. Hunter or Hunted. And who blinks first? There any merit to... No, who blinks first is too costly. Why is this 3 cost? Out of curiosity. I guess because of the destruction. Most leaves the arena, so you play at end of their turn, you remove a counter, and you get the destruction effect straight away. I guess that's not horrible. I'll tell you what, these new heroes are so much fun to brew. I've just started testing a Slogarithm RKO. 14 power CNCs. Yeah. It's very nice that all of them seem to have multiple pathways. It's really cool. It's not just clear cuts. Here's a slight variation of what exists. They definitely do seem fun to think about. I mean, I'm up to 2 different styles for Rathe, 2 for Tough Nut, and I'll probably go again at it for Pleadings and KO. March to Rain, and another long story short. Well, 2 backs left. I did not take 8 out, nor did I take 4 out. Down's the Alpha. And... yeah, it is a blue that blocks. And it has enough usability if you must, I suppose. Alright. This would have been the perfect case to separate packs from, right? Because we hit stuff at the top. We already knew that the case Marvel Legendary was done as well. So, a little bit annoying. I might go grab a box from one of the cases for me and my partner to open. And we'll crack half of it, so I can put 12 packs aside. I definitely want to take a crack at sealed. And then I want 4 packs for my collection in general, because I like to frame packs, at least from every set, right? So give me a sec, plus I want some water. Music. Probably the best thing to do in this scenario. Alright, YouTube. Oh, God, listen to them, see if they're actually decent. Nope. Nope. I'll do. So, you know what, we might as well do 2 boxes. Well, it'll be 1.5. Because again, I want to eat packs. So, God. So I just take 12 from the top, or do a crack, find the cold foil, and then put packs aside. That's probably the better thing to do. Right? Crack until we have the cold foil, and then I'll put 4 packs aside. 8. Wow. No. Take 8. Right? That's sealed. Done. Be so much easier if the early skits had arrived. I could have grabbed one. It's fine. I'll do. Alright. We'll crack, we'll see what we get, and then if we hit the cold foil, I'll put 4 packs aside as the one for me to frame. Alright. 20 points. Nah, just, mock video. Someone asked if I was going to do one, because I did one for high save. So I thought, explain my thoughts, how I would approach it. Plus, practice. Practice never hurts. I can convince my partner to play if it's a bit more structured. Where, I just give her a deck. She doesn't have to think. So, like, Smash Palace is great. God, another beat. Well, that's a good chunk of them. Blinks first, another one of them. And a tear down the idols. Well, I call for so far. Probably in the 8 I yoinked. Overcrowded, just like my desk. Blood follows. Oh, that's been enchantment is definitely nice. I think that might be the 3rd one. It's not an Olympia headpiece. Nope. But this is definitely nice to see. To be continued. Beautiful. And that's right at the crux of 4 as well. So I'm gonna take these 4. Put them on my pile to frame. To be continued is beautiful to see, right? I definitely wouldn't mind chasing, the 3 sets. Granted, what happens next would have been the nicer one to find first. But as a common cold foil, right? Definitely nice. And I think this is the best artwork. At least to me. Nice little shiny goblin guy. Cool. So 8's aside, 4's aside. Ladies. Oh, in the palms. And nada. He lost. Duck nuts. Hungry for more. Oh, and a bad bean broken. Definitely need to get to 3 of them. Is still to be continued. Is still hyper welcome. Also has some insanely solid good matchups. It's the best shelter you can ask for sometimes. Yeah, the fact that it completes breakpoints and it also provides a little bit of arcane protection on your turn is definitely really nice to me. And the thing for me, I think, is you just want to find one as soon as possible as Pleiades, right, to have it stick. And then once you find a better one or more feasible one, that's when you go, all right, I'll just swap. And this is the one I'm going to maintain now. All right, Pleiades and cuts. That's the super right. Where's this pile from? It's not have a super right, so I'm going to say no. What? I've confused myself already. So we secured the cold foil. So my mind won't wander about the 4 packs I put aside to frame, whether or not there could be something in there. I have not been stacking things up neatly, and now I'm being punished for it. I have cards all over the floor. Oops. Okay. Also, I thought something that might be cool with how much I've opened, and I'd have to talk to the judge running the event, but I wouldn't mind to start, like pulling out playsets, and then like at pre-release, in a scenario like this where I've opened the boxes for pre-release, we can throw that in as like a prize, right? Wouldn't that be cool? I don't really practice draft, which is probably something I should do. I know, like for high Cs, like the general ratios for like gravy and stuff, and what to look for. But I wouldn't generally practice draft. So far I've hit a Rainbow Fall Fabled and Warmongers as my two. Well, that's really good, right? I mean, Warmongers is solid. If you want them, they're there. If you don't want them, it's the one to trade into, the other legendaries. And then, of course, the Fable is just really, really nice to have. I'll leave it in the box. We'll do one more. One more sort, and then that way the ones that come later in the week, I'll leave for me and my partner Nobin. But draft at my local is seemingly always offered as draft or CC. As in, like, draft is the main event for the night. And then you can go play CC in the corner if you want. And I don't go to, like, major events where you need to draft. But if I would, I would probably just, grab random stuff. Anyway, it's easy enough to reassemble packs rather than, clean packs for drafting. Alright, nada. Everyone at the first release was hating on the sets. Fabled saying it's so bad. Sure, they wanted. Josh Lau? God, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. One of the, I always just say it. Anyway, God, what? Not We Make Best. Freeze Floating, the card guys, one of the three, has a really great breakdown of it. Draft to me is definitely engaging, but if I look through all the cards and routinely, did that, I think I just wouldn't care when it came to it. I want the bare minimum so I know what's going on, but I still want the thoughts in my head going, "Ooh, interesting. Do I want this? This leads to this, etc." There we go. Thank you. Three floating did a great breakdown on the Fable. Another channel, and it has merit. Easily said, right? Till we drastically move away from defense reactions, it definitely will see play in certain decks, and it is definitely one of the stronger Fables. Yeah, smash with a big rock. Blood follows. Oh. Right up. Ladies, turn heads, and turning points. That's also really pretty. Even though it's, one of the different-ish art styles. Definitely gorgeous. Especially in foil. Oh, no. Also gorgeous. Well, that's two good boxes of cold foils now. EA cries encore cold foil. Such a lovely effect too. replaying one of the auras. It's nice and flexible. And a good clean fight as well. Another KO. And... They're down. I think we're still looking for one battered, beaten, and broken. For our Rathe deck. Another Jaws victory and a crowded. Yellows. Might be a playset of him so far. We will sort the cards after this. After the remaining pack here. And... Nada. Shiny Painful Passage. 2 steps ahead. Nada. Ripple with the on card, but how come it's an expense not all the EA cards? Yeah. Well, it's not that they're in the expansion slot. What would you call it? You can think of the front as the high rarity slot, right? So it's either a token, expansion slot, or high rarity, right? Legendary, cold foil, Marvel. And it's for a few different reasons. One, for drafting, so there's no value drafting, where you get it in a pack and that's the first card you have to take because it's the valuable card, which is nice. Gloves. And then, I guess that's the main reason. Oh, it also then helps with, when it comes to like the legendaries and stuff, you know, power creep and everything, it would be an extra roll at a Majestic, which, you know, isn't too hefty. But yeah, the main merit is so you don't have to value draft. Now, in the sense that it takes away 1 card from the rainbow foil pool, there's merit to that as well, but I don't think it affects the rates as much, or is it necessarily to think about in the sense of drafting again. All nice stuff, his first card, yeah. Yeah, so it's always token, expansion slot. Expansion slot can come in foil, right? Which is also, yeah, and then you get a second foil. Or then cold foil, Marvel. And for this set, all the extended arts are the cold foils, right? And then plus the cold foil equipment. And then you have your normal rainbow foil, which can be any rarity up to Majestic, right? But only the set Majestics. Then you have Majestic, super rare, or rare. And then your last card's always a rare. I remember a long time ago, people were hating on me in empty draft, not value drafting. It depends. If you've got the cards, there's no reason to. But yeah, it is a major thing. Whenever there's, you know, chase. Alright, not a bad box indeed. 2 out of 4 for equipment, right, for the Olympia specs. Which, God, when is 2 weeks more? 3 weeks more is Blitz. So I actually have plenty of time to get them. I wonder how expensive it'll be to build Pleiades. I think she's going to be the most consistent Guardian of the two. The really nice thing is that the majority of her deck is going to come from this, right? You then have staples in the lower rarity slots anyway. And, you know, like Terra Sunder, it's in the Armory deck. Spinal Crush, Armory deck. Though I don't know if Spinal Crush is necessarily taken. I think you want to be a bit cheaper on her attacks. But yeah, generally speaking, I don't think she'll be expensive to build. Because she's just so workable out of the box, and through Super Slam itself, then Super Slam itself, the pull rates are upped, right? So everything should come down and should be a bit cheaper than what it was. Now, there's always the thought that, you know, the set's not as opened as other sets have been, because, you know, it's not to everyone's taste. But I think it'll end up fine. Alright, sorting time, so we can figure out playsets. To be continued. Then we have our expansion slot cards. Then we have our Majestics, and then we have our Super Rares, right? That'll be the easiest way, and then figure out what I have sets of and what I still do need. Though it's always rough because it's nice to have cards for, you know, what that other people need. But until I obviously open all of my stuff, I don't really want other cards, right? Because there's no point. No sense in me duping up. Brass, cold foil. Didn't see too many Mage Hunter arrows. All the good reds are yellow. Yeah, yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Legendary, Marvel, expansion slots, Majestics, Brass, another cold foil. Bug me if you do end up having extra cards to finish the Marvel set. Sure. I mean, the other unfortunate side is, like, I got 4 cases from my LGS. Then I have 2 more coming from, you know, other stores I frequented back when I lived in different states of Australia. So they'll come, I would hope, sometime this week. But, you know, no, the shipping policy is they can only ship after release. No, at the actual release. You can sell in store, but you can't ship. So most likely they won't come until the week after. So many super rares. Yeah. That stack just got a whole lot bigger. Then we have sets. Done. And then these should all be expansion slots. And then we also have the other case I've done. Gold foils. Outside interference from that as well, which is also a really nice one. I like its value. I like its flexibility. And I did somewhat sort these. It appears I sorted these awkwardly. Maybe annoying. Super rare, Majestic, and super rare, Majestic, super rare, Majestic. Dun, dun, dun. Luckily, all the expansion slots. Majestics, that'd be easy to pull out. 3. Oh, look at that. I even got a normal chess piece as well. A young Pleiades that I will flex at pre-release. I guess just force Pleiades at this point. Wait, now I'm confused. How far back? Oh god, it's not on live, that's why. I looked over at the YouTube studio. It's like back when I took my earbuds out and went and got water. Excuse me for a second. Alright. Okay. Go through, so these are the big hits. What have I done? 3.5 cases is what we've done, minus 8. So, common cold foil, common cold foil, common cold foil, common cold foil. All right, let me order these a little bit. All right, common cold foils. Horns is definitely the standout one. Then we have normal equipment, I suppose, is the next merit. There's 2 boots to the board and a tiara of suspense. Also, if you pull any equipment in the front slot, you cannot use it for seal, right? But you can use the one rare promo that you do get in your sealed box, the Vim, Offensive, and the other 2. Then EAs, so outside interference, prize to be continued. Right, that's not bad. 4 EAs. Then we have our marvels being 2 golden heart plates and 8 Pleiades. And I do think the young art's better, right? More dynamic than just her standing up. It's more Bard-esque, which is all in my name. Alright, double. Thanks for hanging out. And then we hit both set legendaries, which definitely makes me happy because well, I need them more than the other ones. Alright. Now for playsets. And super rares will be a little bit annoying, but the others should be fine. I can make a little bit more room to do it. Is what, 31? This will get a little bit awkward. Adaptives. Light up, parch. I suppose it will just... I'll put out as many as I can, and we'll sort through and double them up. Right? You can sort of see beat down there. So, any copies of any of these, and I will stack them up. Much terrain, so many adaptives. There's a chunk of Battlefield Beacon as well. Spin. Beat. Down there. I think I missed some channels because they're tucked away in this corner. Beat. Another adaptive. Arched. Backspin. Backspin. Beat. 3 plows, that's definitely nice to see. 4 plows, actually. Extra plow. Cool. Leaves, beacon, channel. I'm just going to stick the Olympia armor together. Because I still need a full set of it, at least one. Alright, but not bad. So of everything here, right? We got 3 beats, and then the rest extra, so that's fine. We got 3 plows, same thing, extra. 3 battlefields. 2 shinies that I don't care about. Blood follows, same thing, 3 and 3. Channel, 3 and 2. Backspin, 3 and 1. So it seems like in, roughly 3, you've got a decent chance of hitting a lot of playsets. It's really nice. Light leaves as foils, that's kind of meh. And I want to put 4 aside, but obviously you can only take 3. So 3 adapters it is. Right. Then for the rest of the cards, we have Hunted, Snag, Hit the Gas, Catch of the Day, that already has 4 copies. Bellic, Felling, Tempest. Oh, Gallows is down here. Oh, it's looking like we don't get playsets of these. So playset of Gallows, playset of Catch, 1 extra. A playset of Max, but 1 shiny. Nothing else in the playsets, except for Painful Passage. Right, 1, 2, 3 is the non-shinies. Extras. And then 2 Hunted or Hunteds, 2 Angelics, 2 Tempests, then 1, 1, and 1, and a Snag. Although Snag I technically don't need. So maybe that should go with the extras. But not bad, right? Playsets and extras. And we're still missing stuff, so, that somewhat warrants me to continue opening. Alright. Majestic should be a bit easier, because there's only 14. So, that's already a playing set of Cutting Retorts. Bully Tactics, leave him hanging. Hero, Good Natured. Crowd goes wild, so that's what we'll start with. Go Strength. Goes wild. Lots of retorts. I don't know if it's that good of a card. Like, it'll have some merits, but it really would have been nice if it was proper clearing, right? Rather than just tokens. And rather than just different tokens as well. See a tough nut, stack a tough nut. Anyway, nope, I was about to do it again. Good-natured crowd. Cool. So for these, we have One extra crowd. A bunch of extra good natures. No hero. 3 leave them hangings. Only 2 bully tactics. Reckless Stampede, but 1 foil. Playset show strength, so that's good. And a whole bunch of cutting retorts. 3. 6 actually. So it is nice to have an extra playset, right? Bully tactics only 2 so far. No Dual Tails, Fix, Palm, Prize, Overcrowded, and Outside Interference. That should be the last of them. We hit the playset of Palms, that's good. And a playset of Fix. And a playset of No Tall Tales. But yeah, so for reference, in comparison to previous sets, it was like 5 cases to get the volume of Majestics. No, a bit less than that. 4 cases? 4 cases to get the volume of Majestics that led to having, what's it called? They're the equal amounts of Majestics to playset counts, right? If that makes sense. So you wouldn't, obviously because of luck and randomization, you wouldn't get playsets. Overcrowded also because there was 1 up there. But then you'd have, the stock, so to speak, to trade. So it is nice that we're hitting the majority of playsets out of 3 cases. So about 4 cases, and you're probably going to have your playsets and then some, as long as you don't, get horrendously unlucky. And I have no doubt that between the super rares here, we've hit everything already, right? That there won't be anything we'll need. Granted, this is going to be a lot more messy. Suppose we should do this in stages instead. Sort by frame. And then everything else. So generics, brutes, guardian. And we have... I'm just going to stick the black border all together because that's easier on my head. And the revered border together because that's not as easy on my head because it's not click card. But it's still a bit better. Right, so 5 stacks for us to sort through. Either way. Definitely won't be that difficult. And yeah, highly expecting to already have all the playsets and not have to worry too much about the super rares. I'd be shocked if you do, right? Because then that sort of means that the card pool size doesn't quite equate to the pull rates, which is fair. But obviously it'd be nice just to be able to easily tick it off in a small amount of cards. Oh. The Revered Brute is throwing me off, right? Because these 3, even though that's the Guardian picture, still are very similar. You just look at the dark color. But the Brute one, basically the same, just lighter with red instead, with 1 red streak. Maybe I should just have Brute Guardian instead of Revered like I'm doing. I'm gonna get messed up. I know it's... yeah. Let's just... I'm gonna go through, take out all the black border. That'll be the easiest starting points. Then we can go through, take out all the brutes. Don't have to worry. See, generic would have been easy to do at the same time too. Done. Done. So many. But the reason I want to get this sorted is because if I have all the playsets, I can pull them out, but then I never have to care about them. They can just sit in a pile. Or I go that step further and I just don't care about them at all. Because given like this volume, I'm pretty sure they're going to be kind of inexpensive cards. I don't think there's enough limited variants, right, in the card pool to make it be, X super rare is super expensive. There'll definitely be, standout ones, but generics. Guardian, Roots, Revered. Roots, Revered, Eric. Guardian, Brutes, Guardian, Brutes. Oh, that goes in my hand. Merrick. Oh, I missed Reviled. There's only like 4 generics, isn't there? Maybe less, actually, thinking about it. Beat the drum, time flies. What are the other ones? I mean, I suppose we'll see them in a second. Roots. There we go. Unwavering Resolve, which is not a crazy one. And Kick the Hornet's Nest. Thespian, Roots, Beat. Revered, Guardian, Revered, Guardian, Revered, Roots, Guardian, Revered. Hopefully that's accurate, right? But the generics we can do easily. So, playsets, please. Time flies. Oh, maybe it is more difficult than I was thinking. Well, we did get extras, I suppose. But maybe the count... No. How many? We're missing 2, 1, so that's 3. We have 1 extra, 2 extra. Interesting. So no, even in 3 cases, we did not hit complete playsets. Yeah. Maybe they will end up more expensive. Either way, there's 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, I'm running out of space. Alright. Guardian and Brood, that should be easy enough. And I should be able to do it in my hand. Who blinks first? Playsets. 2 heads. Do 2 heads next. Heads. I guess hungry for more. It stands out the most. Right, because then the rest are all the tower yellows. This feels like we'll have sets. And lastly, I think there should be 3, no? Long story short, knees and small talk. Yeah. Knees first. Oh, there we are. Then we do long story. And then that'll order the other 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. 3 and extra. 1, 2, 3, 4. So same thing. This is more like it. Not as many in excess. Oh. I was expecting to have like a few extra playsets. But so far, we haven't doubled up on a single super rare. And 2 and 1. And then who blinks first? Again, this is, the example of, despite the pull rates being way up, where the card pool size still matters. Alright, then we have Brutes. A little bit more desk space. Yellow, red, yellow. I'll hold on to blues. Yellow and red. Yeah. There's only 2 blues, if I'm not mistaken, and here's where we get extra playsets, definitely. 1, 2, 3. And then we have 4 extra smashing grounds. And an extra playset of energetic impacts. Yellow next. 3 yellows. Challenge, Sinew, and Smash, and miss some playsets again. Sinew and Challenge, 2 of. Sinew I care about. Challenge, not so much. 3 smashes. Reds, just to serve the piece, which, not great. Oh well. This is probably, one that's just for the bin. By bin, I mean the chat box. But we do have 3. Alright, Revered. So now we do have to separate. And I think there's like 4 apiece. Guardian, normal, brute. I think I've messed them up at some point. One of those things where if I switch my brain off, I can do it. If I think about even in the slightest, I can't find the rhythm. Well, some of these are already ordered. I guess I sorted a little before. Cool. So, Jaws of Victory. Definitely have a chunk of them. Just 1 of each color. A charm. Looks to be the case. It looks like we just hit enough charms. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Why am I taking action? I don't care about the foils. God, I've messed myself up. I assume these are extras, right? Because we had extra cutting retorts. We definitely had extra beef, yeah. Just don't know where I put the other extras there. Extras. Tough Nut Charm in 3 exactly, and Wind Up in 3 exactly. Messed up the frame slightly. Alright. Never Give Ups, Old Favorites, Escalates. There you go, there's more of the standard ones. Favorite, Never Give Up, A Good Clean Fight. Bounce. Escalate. Good Clean Fight, and Renounce. So 3 and 2. 3 and extra. 3. 3. 3 and 2. That leaves Guardian and then Reviled. Close to it. Oh, pedestal's done straight away. Oh, so many up on a pedestal. Thespian Charm, Turning Points. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Alright. That leaves Reviled. The Brutes, Normal, Guardian. Yeah, because this has a lot more. No, I've confused myself. I thought that was the Brute one. That's the Brute one. The Brute is similar, but also a little bit more different than the usual Brute Club. Brutes. Alright, I gotta do this in a more ordered fashion. Look through, take out all the Guardian cards first. I'm not a morning person. My brain doesn't work effectively. Done. Whole bunch of charms. And that's a whole bunch of brute stuff. Cool. Brutes. Normal, brutes. Brute, normal. So many steel victories. Alright, there we go. So, for brutes, we have, I think just the 3 it looks like. One, two, 3. Right? Big Bully, Steel Victory, and Cheetah's Charm. Hmm. 1, 2, 3. These are actually hard to tell with the foiling. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal. And they're good. Cheater's Charm only comes in normal. Why does it feel like they're not short printed, given that stack? That you get plenty of the charms, despite them only being in non-foil. Still Victory. Maybe I just got unlucky with the big bullies. The old switcheroo, gang robbery, tear down, escalates, rip up virtues, and bad beating. I think there's 6. Definitely looks like there's 6. And we're definitely missing some. Well, 3, 2, 3, barely 3. But we do have 3 tear up idle, although they're fantastic. And 2 and 2. But we've seen every card, which is also another nice point. Except for the Olympia cards. And Warmongers, but wow. Well, other 3 legendaries. Yeah. Lion's Charm, 2 steps, trickery. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 3. Done. So, a good chunk of extras. Definitely more on the super rare side, right? So, realistically speaking, if you're super lucky and you hit everything perfectly, you can definitely complete your super rares in, I'm going to say like 2 cases. Maybe 2.5 from the looks of it. Yeah. The Majestic's a bit harder. But that's a nice chunk of super rares. Right, and then some extras. The inset seems a bit harder to complete than the expansion slot. But then again, there's also ones you don't really care about. But, so, when it comes to super rares, right? Big stack of cards to stick in one of my boxes for sorting. There's the super rares. And there's our Majestics, and we're missing not too many. 2s, 3s. Pretty sure we sorted correctly. Big retorts. Yeah, the overcrowded are the ones in the wrong slot. Because they should be down here. So we're missing 2, 2, 1. Count them. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 in total? Is that correct? I mean, that plus the expansion slot. I'm pretty sure I put them all to the front, no? And then, just nitpicking through. Yeah, so that's not bad at all. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Yeah, 15. 15? What? Wasn't there only 14? Well, I just counted them. Now I'm thinking, is there more than that? So there is, in total, 42 Majestics. Why was I thinking of 41? Here we go. So 31 in the expense slot, although it's not 31, it's 26. Leaving 15. 17? 16. Oh, God. Now I have to look at the set page. And count them out. Make sure we've got everything and not missing anything at all. So each class has 1, that's 8. Then each talent has 2, that's 4, that's 12. And then the generics have... Oh, generics have 2, that's 14. And then Guardian has 1, and Guardian has 2. 14, 16. And Brute has 2. I've confused myself now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's neutral? Oh. Why's that there twice? Sorry, this is like bookkeeping stuff. Not the most exciting. But if I don't do it now, I do not trust myself. Super Slam, Rarity, Majestic. 1, 2, 3, well, not counting heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so it was 14, like I was thinking. There was an extra copy of No Tall Tales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? From that, we're only missing 2 outside interference, 1 cry, 1 bully. So we're missing 3 majestics from the set. So, yeah, that'll be nice to see completed. Decent chunk of extras. Spend slot a bit more rough. Missing the Olympia pieces. And a couple here and there, but not too many. And super rares, unfortunately, we are still missing stuff, which I think is the irksome one, because I would have highly expected to be done with the super rares at this point. But I think that'll do us, right? We cracked 2.5 cases. First case is in the first half of the stream board, right? Because unfortunately it'll crash. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Anyone watching post or hanging around? Thanks as always. And that. Enjoy your Super Slam. Hopefully you're having fun at your pre-release, because it definitely does seem like a blast, right? It seems like they're refining the power level. Now, all they have to do is throw in one of the fun macro mechanics, and also not tie that macro mechanic to a whole bunch of cards, hopefully, and we're game, right? Anyway,